Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the first week of NFL season. From the 50 is live here from St. Louis, Missouri. TJ Weber, Zach Zook, Big Web, and Nick here on the double box. I mean, we are legit this year, boys. We have the graphics rolling. We got the double box going on. Nick, how's Reno going for you, man?
Oh, it's going a little smoky out here this morning out here in Reno, but we went to the book yesterday, got our bets placed, and everything is rocking and rolling, ready and excited for NFL season.
Boys, Zach, Dad,
I'm doing well.
How's it going, man?
I tell you what, buddy, I'm excited too. Like I said last week, we need this. The country needs this. The league is up and running. There's been a lot of changes back and forth, veterans, different places, new rookies in the league. It's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with Big Web. This is just big day for America today. I mean, everybody's winning right now.
Absolutely. Well, we got a lot of great stuff for you today. Anybody that's new, welcome in. We have a lot of fun on the show. Last year we were live at Cafe Telegraph here in St. Louis. This year we were in studio. We upped the graphics, we upped the production value, and hopefully we upped the picks too.
Who brings me my coffee?
That'd be Cooper. He's on his way down here in a second.
Yeah.
They took good care of me.
Still,
at the
still
other
can't
place.
go down the stairs.
Oh, by the way, we have. So the thing is, you will see Nick. You know, I put all this production process into it. Nick will be a little choppy from time to time because his internet is the absolute fucking worst in Reno. So get ready for that. By the way, it's an explicit show. In case anybody didn't know,
What
we
the
do cuss
fuck?
on it. We're on Facebook
Welcome.
Live. Yes, correct.
Welcome.
We throw it around, baby. We throw it around. Colby Wedwick right away saying skull. So he's already getting on the Vikings trail.
Skull.
today.
Yeah.
I'm off today.
Are you? Nice. Okay. I thought someone was going to comment on that. All right.
A
Go
lot
ahead.
of rookies. I don't know.
I don't know. That's going to
Well,
be.
I was saving it for later in the show.
Me too. I got plenty on them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let
that's
me know when you want me to
That's
fire.
one of our 5. We only have so many tidbits, TJ.
That's right. That's true.
I got my 41 on today. Mr. Kamara just signed the extension,
There
so
you go.
we're ready to rumble, baby.
He needed to.
Hey, Nick, I got to report back to you on my fantasy draft at some point. We'll wait till we get to fantasy, but the
Dude, I did
strategy
so
we were
well.
talking
I
about
did-
on Thursday basically came to fruition.
I did so well. in fantasy. This
Did
year.
you, Nick? I mean, you always do well. Just ask yourself.
I mean, my team is just. We'll get to there in fantasy, but
Yeah.
I can report back and tell you how my fantasy both drafts went, and they just went exceptionally well, better than expected. So
Congratulations, Nick.
great work by me all around. I can't believe I'm so good. at
I
what
remember
do.
those exact words last year, exactly to the word.
Yeah.
No changes.
It's the same thing whenever he would miss picks and he goes, "Oh, Packers are going to win easy," and then they get wrecked.
the easy
Yeah,
word.
I went to the Super Bowl. I didn't win. I won one league. I scored the most points.
How
I
many
still scored
times
some
did you say the
cash.
word "easy" last year? And you got so you
Easy.
remember
No.
you said Baltimore's fake whenever they play the Patriots, and kind of went the other way.
Easy is not the word. That one did me in last year. Guaranteed didn't work last year. I don't know what word I said, but the Patriots last year, I rode the Patriots hard. And that's how I beat you guys. So
Yeah.
I think
Nick,
I'll have to get an 18 this year.
What was the worst occurrence of that last year? It was like the AFC Championship game. The Texans got up 24-3, and he goes, "Oh, Texans like +10, easy."
Yeah,
and then they scored like 40
easy.
unanswered
Yeah.
points.
See, that's perfect now.
Big Web's just laughing over in the corner, being like he was shitting bricks before that first quarter there when they go up 24-3.
Oh,
and
that's
then-
right, because you had the Chiefs -10, was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
sweating
my
that
God.
day, but we came back.
Yeah.
But no, if Nick uses the easy word, and forgive me, because now we've got a casino that sells sports tickets right across the damn river now. So
Yeah,
as
Queen.
soon as he says the easy word, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't see me, I'm going out the back door. I'll be back in about a half hour.
Well, that's also why we did make it 10 to 11. So anybody that's new this year, we used to do 10:30 to noon. Well, you know, for some reason, Dad's been picking football games for over 50 years, and he somehow waits to the last minute on Sunday to make his
Have
bets.
to.
So
Injuries or
Yeah, no,
changes?
I'll defend Big Web on this. That is a must, especially this week. We got the forest fires. Like, you need all the info
That's true.
that you can get.
That's right.
How
Yeah.
are forest fires affecting any of these games?
Well, they said right now. No, did you hear, Nick? So apparently,
No.
if the air quality, I don't know what the actual stats called. If it's over
In San Francisco?
if it's over 200, Frisco and the Cardinals will postpone either to later today, which I don't know how you can change venues and still play today. It'd probably be tomorrow. We'll
You
check in
can't.
on that, and if anybody
Interesting.
knows, let us know on the Facebook line.
Yeah, you can't
Interesting.
change venues, but you could go to the other site, tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Schlemmer says all you have to tell them. Wait. All you have to tell them, Nick, on them easy picks is it was the right pick, not my fault. The team let me down. That's true. I mean, that way you can
That's what I'm
The
saying.
team let me down.
you
That
don't
nothing to do with
blame
my-
yourself for it. That's actually that's
Yeah,
a pro move.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going in here into these locker rooms, giving the pep talks, telling them what to do, how they should be winning, and if they just don't execute on the field, that's their own fault.
Yeah. So what would be like in week 8? Nick, you're 9-29. Your thoughts? Oh, the team let me down. I've been picking good.
You know what one of my favorites is too, Nick?
been
This is
picking
the
well.
best cop out. I pick numbers, not teams. That's
there you
that's
go.
what you said.
And that's the way you do it. You
Yeah.
pick with your brain, not your heart. That's usually how it should go.
Don't take those Packers.
Yeah.
Do not
All
take
I'm
those
saying,
Packers.
all I'm saying is I beat all you guys last year, so I'm the only one here that can talk
Well,
shit.
here's the
That's
thing.
right.
That's
I'm
true.
waiting for Zook for the first time. He goes, "Oh, parlay they cannot lose.
Cannot
lose. It
miss.
loses in the first
Cannot
quarter.
miss.
There you go.
It always happens.
Just
That's-
wait,
that's,
I got one for you. About
Do ya?
12:15 today.
Okay, all right. We'll be talking about
Jackson,
that.
they're cooking.
12
He's cooking in the
12:15
kitchen.
today. It'll lose.
We'll be talking about that one soon. We did want to welcome everybody in that has been here in the past. Anybody new out there, though, a little description if you don't listen to the midweek show, kind of who we are. So we like to have fun. We pick a lot of games, we give fantasy advice, and we give Nick a lot of shit. That's pretty much what this show's about. So we want you guys involved, and we want you guys to consistently get involved on Facebook or get involved on the voicemail line, 314-877-8597.
Shout out to one of our closest listeners, Mr.
Yes.
Mark Hessler. Very happy to have you watching in, buddy. You don't know how happy we are, man. So
Absolutely.
welcome to the Hesslers from Florida.
Welcome back to Marky Mark. Awesome. Before we get going, boys, we have, again, loyal sponsors on this program. Once again, back here for 2020 season, Kay Roberts from Remax Gold. She is the best. And Laura and I can tell you that right off the bat because we actually bought a house from her in last November, and that's the home we are in currently. That's the reason the studio is a thing for you guys to be able to watch this fantastic show. We wouldn't have the studio if it wasn't for Kay Roberts Remax Gold. If you're ready to make an offer on your home, ready to make an offer in the home of your dreams, do you know how to write your own contract? Do you know what you are agreeing to when you sign a contract? How often do you read every contract or agreement that is put in front of you? Are you prepared to take a chance with the most important and expensive purchase you will probably make in your lifetime? Using a professional real estate agent can help ensure your sale or purchase of a home is a smooth transaction. At the K. Roberts team, we have over 20 years of experience working with contracts every day. We will make the time to explain each item in the contract before you sign. We also have access to a network of professionals to answer any questions that may come up during the process. Whether you are buying a home or selling a home, call the K. Roberts team today, 314-409-4113, or visit the website stlhomes4u.com. Let us help you make your transaction a smooth one. And again, K. Roberts Remax Gold. Sarah Barron Family Finance Mortgage, also a fantastic sponsor. She's been there with us. She helped us also help close on her house. There's a lot of numbers now in the twos. She's trying to help us refinance. So always willing to call, always willing to help out. She's been there for us since day one of purchasing our new home. 314-537-1282 or at familyfinanceMortgage.com. Sarah Barron, tell them that From the 50 sent you over. All right, boys, a few storylines. I do want to show the audience, though. This has been on Twitter. This has been on Facebook. For anybody that doesn't know the program and what we like to do, we like to get Big Web reactions. We like to see Dad react to his bets. So take a look if you would.
I'll put you down by contact. They put a pipsqueak out there on Rudolph. I've never seen such a push in my whole life. Right down the middle. We're live. Go back to that. We're live. Come on, Sean.
No, it's over. Final. It says final. All shaking hands.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Hey.
God. Let's go.
Oh, horseshit. Horseshit. That would have been perfect. The Christmas games, Rudolph fucked it up.
So, as you can
I'll put
see,
you down by contact.
Big Web is obviously always reacting to his picks. Some that don't work out, some that do, but it's always fun. So we'll have him on the show pretty much every week, I'd expect.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just look over your shoulder because there's always a camera somewhere these days, I'll tell you.
They're always
Always the
watching.
camera. Always watching.
Always watching, Wazowski.
But we have some fun. We win, we
watching.
lose, we have some fun.
Oh, we
right?
absolutely have
That's
fun.
it.
That's the whole point. So, yeah, let us know your picks today. I think Dad has some big ones, but again, whenever he gets about a pick away from hitting his big parlay or something, you really see him on the edge of his seat. Let's just say that.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to that. All right, gentlemen, some storylines. We kind of talked about the situation with the fires going on in California. We'll kind of get to that and update some information. But also,
I'll give live weather reports.
Yeah,
I'll
Nick,
just
just
look out
look
the window.
outside.
I'll be like, smoky lot. Lots of
just
smoke.
take your camera outside and just let us see the sky.
It is not good.
Thursday Night Football, Chiefs take down the Texans. I want to get your guys' overall thoughts on the game real quick. Again, we like to kind of talk about the Thursday night game. What were your thoughts on the way the Texans look now with the new David Johnson addition and kind of what the Chiefs did? It seemed like they didn't really skip a beat.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be overly surprised with the result. I went with the Texans in the points just early on in the season. I think that's going to be generally the play with no preseason, but you can't be surprised with how well the Chiefs looked. I think my biggest takeaway was it felt like it wasn't even that efficient of a night for the Chiefs offense. Felt like a B minus performance from them. Patty Mahomes didn't even top 250 passing yards, and yet they still, put it on the Texans. The final score was not even indicative of really how much of a blowout it was. For the Texans, I think clearly DeAndre Hopkins was missed, right?
Oh, yeah.
That offense was not explosive at all. They used to take deep shots down the field, and they used to really stretch the field in terms of their receivers. And on Thursday night, that wasn't the case at all. I don't think they had even attempted to pass over 10 yards until the game was out of reach. And it's because you got guys like Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, and Will Fuller obviously can burn him deep, but that was not how the offense was run last night. So they have to find a way to be more explosive. Or I tell you what, you can already hit the panic button because you're just not going to win many games like that.
Yeah, and I tell you, they were unorganized in their comeback attempt. Houston was just kind of all over the place, and I don't think they were very methodical in trying to come back against the Chiefs. In general, the Chiefs were very solid on offense. The new kid, two names out of LSU. What's his name?
Edwards-Helaire.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
Right.
CEH, baby.
What another nice key piece for them right there. Another guy that Mahomes can go to.
We'll see. I think they're going to key on him now. And
Well, that's
you know what
okay.
I mean?
Go ahead. Key on him because you got Hill, Kelsey, all the rest of them to flip the ball to. Go ahead. Key on anybody for the Chiefs, and you'll do fine.
Yeah.
I thought Kansas City's defense was still pretty soft. I just don't think Houston took advantage. So, and then it got too late, and they were unorganized. Like I
Yeah.
said.
No, it was a good game. Right when Houston got going, when David Johnson scored the first touchdown, which, by the way, I think one of my friends texted me that was like plus 3,000 on
Yeah, on the
DraftKings,
bet.
and he hit on that, which was pretty nice to get the first score. I can imagine Bill O'Brien just like, here we go, baby. Here we go. I'm keeping my job. And then they just couldn't do shit after that. I mean, they couldn't move the football. You could obviously, like Zook said, see them losing Hopkins, how much that really affected their offense. And it was just a totally different story. So the Chiefs are the real deal. We knew that coming into it, that they were still going to be one of the favorites to make it back to the Super Bowl, if not win it again. The Texans are a team that have a lot to prove, and you can't take a lot out of week one, in my opinion, from certain teams because we haven't seen really the training camps. Like, we've been not able to see it because of COVID. We didn't see preseason, obviously. So that kind of puts me into the situation on Sunday is what are we going to see from certain teams? Are the Texans really that bad and that sluggish on offense without Hopkins? I think you got to wait at least 3 weeks to kind of look and see.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, there are a lot of injuries there on Texans too. You had David Johnson that went down, or Duke Johnson that went down with the ankle injury later in the game. But Randall Cobb was banged up with a hamstring injury. Will Fuller was banged up. And like you said, TJ, they didn't have the time to practice. And without D-Hop there, it's very clear. I don't think the Texans offense, they were bad, but I think it was because of the injuries and the lack of practice time. I mean, how many drop balls did they have in that game?
Oh, my God.
Balls that Deshaun Watson threw either perfectly or just a little bit off, that they were wide open and just dropped the ball. And so I think that's the lack of practice time. And like you said, Zook, too, we didn't really see the Chiefs offense explode that much, yet they bring in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which is just a great pick by them. You get the best running back in the draft, and that dude's legs are like tree trunks. He's small, hard to tackle, and just kept moving, scored that long touchdown. But, I mean, they're definitely missing D-Hop, but I think David Johnson did his workload. I mean, he scored a touchdown. He looked good. It just was their passing game that was kind of off, and really they couldn't stop that Chiefs defense because it looked like they were playing a little soft, playing zone defense. And when you play zone defense against Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, all they're going to do is dink and dump over the middle and score first downs every time. So I don't think it's indicative of either team. I think it was a kind of a boring game overall. There was some scoring, but a lot of stalled drives, a lot of, just bad plays overall. And I think that's indicative of the lack of practice time. And that's probably where we're going to see from a lot of teams here in week 1. I mean, there's a lot of injuries. We'll talk about it later in fantasy. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of guys that are out for week 1. But I think that's due to the lack of practice time out there on the field and really being able to get ready and having the time to get ready for the season.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect from these teams. I would take week 1, and Zook even said it before the show started. This may be one of the hardest weeks we've experienced, not only because of, I mean, it's a tough slate because you got a lot of new faces on a lot of new teams, but also the fact that COVID, we don't know anything about these teams really.
It was no preseason. You didn't even get to see guys in the jersey, in their new jerseys. Nothing. So no, it's a soft couple 3 weeks to get to know the NFL again.
So let's move on. So let's go ahead and I haven't really seen much. I might actually ask the audience to help out with this too, but I just wanted to make it aware to people out there watching. The Cardinals and Niners game, and also the Rams and Cowboys games. I think I saw it on ESPN yesterday. Could be postponed, could be pushed back because of the fire situation going on with the air quality. If any of you boys can kind of look into that and see what we got.
I mean, the Rams, they're in SoFi, they can close the roof. I don't think that would be a problem if I'm correct there. Arizona, obviously, playing in San Francisco, being outdoors. That one is the one that's up Northern California, is where most of the fires are at right now, and so that game is more threatening than the one down in Southern California. I don't think the air quality is going to be too bad there in Los Angeles, or in Inglewood rather. But that one in San Francisco, where more of the fires are at, that one definitely, because I mean the skies yesterday and the past few days have just been orange and smoky. I mean, out here in Reno, you can smell the smoke in the air, and we're just a little maybe 2-4 hours away from San Francisco, I would say, and so you can smell the smoke all the way out here in Reno. I can't imagine what it's like there in San Francisco.
Well, and I saw when the Giants were playing this week, they had like an overhead of Oracle Park, I think it's called, and it was just orange. It was just orange and gross looking. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen today. They did have on the report, on the bottom line I was reading, it said they might postpone it till today in a new location. I don't know how you can get a team from one place to another and play in the same day. So it might be, they said Monday, so we might see another Monday night game on,
I got this is from Adam Schefter 21 minutes ago. Despite major air quality concerns in the Bay Area, the game between the 49ers and Cardinals remains on at its scheduled time for today, per sources. Air quality index needs to be at or above 200 for NFL to shift the game. It's currently at about 170 is what he said.
So they're going to play as of now.
Yeah, I can't imagine it goes up, 30 points or whatever in the next 5 hours, but we'll see.
They're just bringing more oxygen on the sideline.
That's right. I mean, they might have to. So, okay. So for now, everything's good to go. If we have any breaking news, we'll let you know and update you. So let's go through some of the texts we've gotten so far. Gigi says, woohoo, happy first day of NFL. Christy Cavallo says, Skull. Michael McGuire says, Packers or Vikings. We will be picking that one later on in the show.
Packers.
Greg Zook says, welcome back, fellas.
Vikings.
Thank you, Mr. Zook. Appreciate you. So
Who's
a lot of people
that guy?
getting involved. I don't know. Who is that guy?
I don't know.
I
Odd.
wonder if he's got a son that knows a shit ton about football.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. All right,
Definitely not.
Let's get into some fantasy football. We talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire on Thursday. lot of people taking a risk, I think, with him in the first round of a lot of drafts this season. Showed up.
Gotta be feeling good.
Gotta be feeling good right now,
Who was
baby.
drafting him in the first round?
There was a lot of PPR.
Well, he was ranked
leagues.
like 6th overall
Yeah, he
on
was.
ESPN leagues.
I mean, think about
Seriously?
it.
Yeah.
You got Mahomes, you could throw to him all the time. It's a PPR running back. I mean, why not?
Yikes.
A lot of people took
I would
him.
not draft him in a first. He's like a 4th or 5th rounder in my book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he proved he got over 120 yards
Yeah,
rushing.
yeah,
and
no,
you're
he had a
wild,
great
man.
game.
Like, don't knock the
He had
guy.
He had a great game. I'm not. I think it's a little high to be drafting Clyde Edwards.
I'm gonna see where he went.
Depends
in our
on
league.
what league you're in. Maybe in a 10 team. I don't know.
So he gets they get the win on Thursday. He was a big reason for that. Question is, will more guys kind of key on him? Will defenses be able to stop him? He's still got the size thing too, man. I mean, he's not a big guy, but they said he's kind of like a bowling ball. Like he just goes through people, and he's so small,
Yeah,
he's hard to tackle.
small.
Yeah,
He's kind of like an MJD plus a Darren Sproles. Like
right.
just small, big, but fast. Like that's the thing. I mean, he's just that his lack of size, honestly, is the thing that helps him the most there in that backfield. And when you spread the receivers and Kelsey, I mean, what a weapon.
So I want to ask you boys, because a lot of people out there want some fantasy advice. If you have fantasy questions, drop them down right now on Facebook. You can also text us 314-877-8597. Who do you guys love today? Who do you guys hate today? What is your number one play on DFS? We want to hear all things fantasy. So, Nick, I'll start with you. I guess in your own league, do you have a certain running back situation that you've heard about that maybe you would go with somebody instead of the other?
Yeah, there's some injuries to some guys that are getting banged up. Miles Sanders out for Philadelphia today, didn't travel with the team, and so he was a big loss on a lot of fantasy rosters early. Also, Tevin Coleman questionable for San Francisco. He's the backup to Raheem Mostert. I picked up Raheem Mostert in my fantasy league and my franchise league. I think he's going to have a big year. But the guy I'm liking in fantasy this season as a whole is Zach Moss, Buffalo running back. He's the number 2 to Devin Singletary, but he could take over and probably will take over that number 1 spot later on in the season. And so if you're looking for a running back, he's still going to get his touches. So it's going to be a split backfield there in Buffalo. They're playing the Jets today. So not a great team. And so Zach Moss is a good running back. If you're looking on a waiver wire pickup in a deeper league or maybe not as a deeper league, 10-team leagues, he might be available on the waiver wire. I know in rookie leagues, he's certainly not going to be available, but definitely a player I would look at. Guys I don't like. Well, I also do like Chris Godwin today. Mike Evans is banged up. Mike Evans is going to go. Normally I would say I wouldn't like. Yeah, they said that he was gonna play.
Decoy. It'll just be a decoy.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I like Chris Godwin today, because they're going to throw the ball to him a lot. I think in a Tom Brady offense, there's got a lot of weapons. So normally I would say stay away from the Tampa Bay wide receivers and tight ends, just because there's so many weapons that and we don't know yet what that's going to look like. Shit, they could all score 2 touchdowns a game. You go 2 to Rob, 2 to Evans, and 2 to Chris Godwin, and don't use the running backs there. It's going to be an air raid offense for sure in Tampa Bay. But I like Chris Godwin today. Not too many players I would stay away from yet. Again, it's week 1, so it's going to be kind of hard to tell. We're going to have to wait till week 1 to kind of see what the waiver wire situation is going to look like. I also like CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb in Dallas. I think he's exciting. I think he's going to be a fun wide receiver. Really, all the rookie wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy as well. Cortland Sutton out today, so Jerry Judy's going to be a good pickup.
A lot of top receivers banged up, man.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of
week
banged
1.
up. And I think Denver's going to use the running backs a lot. But my boy Drew Lock, they're going to throw the ball to Jerry Jeudy and then Henry Ruggs.
As in they hang out every Saturday.
Every Saturday, Henry Ruggs in Vegas too. Those 3 wide receivers are going to be fun to watch. So a lot of excitement coming out of the rookie class.
Love Vegas today. Could not love Vegas more.
Yeah.
I think Carolina is just going to get wrecked this year. And
Shit railed.
McCaffrey's going to still score. He's going to do his thing. But their defense now, you lose Luke Kuechly. He retires early. And I mean,
they lost their best corner too. He's playing for New York now. So their roster wise it's such a disadvantage.
And I think Vegas, especially with Gruden, he needs to make it work. It's the first year in Vegas. You want to make it work. John Gruden's not a loser. He makes it work somewhere, and I think he's also telling Derek Carr, like, this is your last shot. Like, start winning football games, or we're going to find someone that will.
He's giving him that Chucky eye.
And he did. And he got Mariota, it's an interesting backup quarterback situation there. I mean, Mariota.
He's on IR.
Is he really?
Yeah. So that really kind of takes the the mustard out of threatening him with his job. But I think the point still stands. He's looking to get rid of him. It's just a matter of if and when.
Right.
You know?
But I think Derek Carr has every reason to play at the top of his capabilities, and I think Henry Ruggs will help that. They said that he's one of the fastest. They think he'll be one of the fastest guys in the NFL.
Hey, every few years you got to get rid of a car.
First dad joke of the year, man. We were only 23 minutes in.
Honestly, I would have taken the under on that.
So would have I. I would have said the same thing. Zook, who do you like today in fantasy?
I got a couple of plays today in fantasy. One comment on Nick's Zach Moss. I picked him in both our Dynasty League and our season-long league. I like Zach Moss for the same reasons that you laid out. I think that they invested the same amount of draft capital in Devin Singletary as they did Zach Moss. They're both third-round picks. Zach Moss is a bigger back, so he's going to get the early down work, and more importantly, I think he'll probably get more of the goal line carries. And Buffalo is not a team that is going to get on the 5-yard line and typically pass it a bunch. They're run first, as we know, and so I think that Zach Moss could become a pretty high-volume touchdown guy, especially in the red zone, and Devin Singletary, you could see him turn into more of the pass catching back there. So I really like Zach Moss. I like Boston Scott today. You mentioned, Nick, that Miles Sanders is not on the team playing. Boston Scott played a decent amount last year, and he's a talented player, smaller guy, but a good back. Kind of the Clyde Edwards-Helaire type of running back. And so he and Corey Clement, I think, will get it done today. Playing Washington, that's a friendly matchup for them. So the last guy I got, and this is a personal pick. So I'm dealing with, as you mentioned, the wide receivers are hurt in abundance. I have Cortland Sutton, I have Kenny Golladay, I have Denzel Mims who's out, I have Deebo Samuel who's on IR, and we haven't even played a game yet.
On the same team, all on the
same team.
Wow.
This is on my dynasty team. So I picked somebody up today, and his name is Scotty Miller of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And with Mike Evans banged up, with the way Tom Brady likes to play, he doesn't really have a pass-catching back yet like he had James White in New England. So I think Scotty Miller is going to be that Danny Amendola, that Julian Edelman-type role down in Tampa Bay. I think that he's going to have a decent season, and so I'm actually starting him today.
Wow, interesting.
So we'll see how that goes.
Scotty Miller. Okay, we'll mark it down. I got to get the drop still. It said I stuck my neck out.
Yeah.
But we recorded it this past week, but we're going to start getting more drops.
Nick, can you give me one?
I stuck my neck out.
There you go. That's it. Scotty Miller.
Steve Sims Jr. in Washington too. Redskins. He's going to be a waiver wire pickup to watch. Obviously they have Terry McLaurin there, but Steve Sims Jr. Good potential deep, and Chase Claypool on Pittsburgh too. I think Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame rookie is going to look really good down the line for the Steelers.
What do you guys think about the Steelers, real quick? I mean, with Big Ben, I feel like this is either they're back or they're done and they're rebuilding. It's either you're going down the hill or going up the hill this season.
I kind of think they're done.
I think so too.
So, but I mean, if Big Ben stays healthy for 16 games, obviously way different story. I just don't believe that to be the case. The guy's 38, 39 years old, coming back from major elbow surgery. I think Drew Brees and Tom Brady have sort of fooled us into thinking that that's the new norm, when really those guys are exceptions to the rule.
Sure.
I mean, what you're seeing with Aaron Rodgers, what you're seeing with Big Ben and Phillip Rivers, like that's normal. Mm-hmm. People typically fall off a cliff in their late 30s and they're just not that good at football anymore, and the injuries start piling up. I also heard Carson Palmer said this in an interview I listened to in the offseason. He said that rehab in your 30s, especially later on in your career, it's much harder to come back from injuries at that age than when you're 23 years old.
I'll tell you.
I guess Dad could speak to it.
I'm still trying to come back from Friday night's fire pit party.
Dad was over on Saturday.
So Big Ben can tell us what he wants about, my elbow feels great and, rehab has gone well, but until he gets on the field and proves it, I just have my doubts. I have my reservations. They're playing in a really tough Division II with the Ravens, and I happen to be a believer in the post-hype sleeper, the Cleveland Browns. So I kind of feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers are about third place in that division.
I'll tell you what, too. I mean, I like Juju a lot, but, in Ben's days might be kind of dwindling. But the rest of the division has kind of passed them by on skill positions.
Sure.
Pittsburgh's always been a trench team. I got a big offensive line, big defensive line. We're going to run. We're going to take it, in the trenches. But The rest of the conference is just, or the division just kind of passed.
He's got so many questions because Juju last year had to kind of take over after Antonio Brown was gone. We still don't know what he can do because Ben got hurt early, so I don't really take it and blame him for that.
Yeah.
He needs a big year. James Conner, another down year last year after he took over for Lev Bell and was on fire 2 years ago. And then Big Ben. I mean, is he finally done? I mean, he's been in the league since what, 2003, 4?
I'm not going to say he's done. I mean, he's just a slower moving pocket passer, even though he does like to scramble for a big guy.
I think one more big injury though, he's done. Like he'll hang it up and that's
You're
it.
right, but they got a big enough offensive line. If their skill positions can make it work, I mean, they can compete for sure.
Yeah.
It just seems like everybody else has purchased better skill position players. Just a couple more on fantasy. Boston Scott and Clement, obviously. I mean, for some reason, they love to go to Clement inside the 20.
Mm-hmm.
They love to go at the end zone with him. Marky Marks likes Marlon Mack from Indy. He says he's going to have a big day. And I like Jarwin. He's a secret weapon for Dallas, and they like to go to him in the red zone as well. So there's a couple.
I like Noah Fant today, Denver with Sutton out. I think Drew Lock, that's his guy. I mean, he's got a lot of new receivers now, a lot of new faces, and it's going to take some time. I think Judy's eventually going to be his number one target, but I like Fant. I think he's a guy through the middle that he's going to kind of depend on and go for it. He's had a good end of the year last season, and he was a guy I drafted in my league about, I think, 12th round, so I got a really big steal out of that. I think he's going to have a good year. Another guy I absolutely love this year, I was listening to Matthew Berry's podcast too, and he's on the same page, and I kind of got a lot of my info on this guy from him, is Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown in Baltimore. I mean,
Hollywood Brown, baby.
Maybe the steal of the draft.
Hollywood
He's a
Brown.
boomer bust guy.
Hollywood
Yeah,
Brown.
and I can't see how Lamar Jackson, he's going to have more of a down year from last year. There's no way he can repeat that. I mean, maybe, but he was the best. He had the most passing touchdowns in the league last season. Tell me who's on that receiving core besides Mark Andrews and Marquise Brown. There's nobody. I mean, you have just random,
Willie Snead?
Willie,
Come on.
exactly. That's who you
Willie
have.
Snead.
So, I mean, he's going to get touches. A PPR league, he's going to get a lot of points and receptions. I think he'll at least catch, 5, 6, 7 balls a game. He's a deep threat as well. And then when Jackson starts running, they're going to have to pull those safeties and corners in. So you might get some opportunities with Brown down the left side. By the way, week 1 last year had over 120 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. So I like him against the Browns today, and I like him this season. So.
Added 20 pounds in the offseason.
Did he
Marquise
really?
Brown did, yeah.
Yeah, he's jacked.
It's going to be a beast. Okay. Well, there you go. There's some fantasy advice. If you guys have a fantasy lock today that you absolutely think people should take, text us in 314-877-8597. Gentlemen, it's almost time for the picks. We are almost to the picks for 2020.
Almost there.
Almost there. What I would like to bring up, though, is last year's standings here for the pick'em. So if you look at the graphic, Nick was number 1.
Look at him.
He's already flexing. You can't see him on the camera yet. We still got the graphic up. But Nick last year goes 51-48. I was in second place, 46-54. Zook goes 45-54. And Big Web, 44-55. Now, boys, look how close that was last year at the end of the year. Nick was up by like 9 games at one point and went down a little bit.
I felt like I was in last place by a mile. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I ended up catching up.
I need to get the crown back. Look at that. Look at that. 8 crowns. 8 crowns.
Love to see it, Nick.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I lost the crown. I don't even know where it is. Nick probably stole it.
Fuck,
He
you did.
honest.
Took it to the West Coast.
No, I know where it is. It went into the depths of your car when you were cleaning it out. It just disappeared. I mean, so many things get lost in the back of your car
That
it
does
just
happen.
true.
It's like
That's true.
it's like a black hole. It just kind of
Their first dog's still in there.
check in where the check in where the hot water heater is. It might be one of those bins in there.
Okay.
Or underneath the stairs.
Okay, well, I'll check into it. We'll find the crown before next week. We don't need it this week. But again, if anybody did not know, this year on picks,
You can mail it to 1851.
Not going to happen.
Steamboat.
Not going to happen. We're going to have a lot of punishments this year too, with people that may not know the show. Something we've never done on this program is the person who gets the least amount of wins in the previous week will get punished. So, for instance, you'll call your family member live on the show and tell them you suck at picking football games. We talked about singing Britney Spears in the middle of Schnucks. We don't know what else can happen.
I do that anyway.
Dad does that anyway, so it's just another day at the office for him.
deal.
My thing is, this is going to get interesting because also the rule is if two people tie for the worst last week, you both get punished. So I think it's going to get interesting. We want the people involved, though. Please text us what you think would be hilarious punishments to watch, whether they're live or recorded video. We can play them on the show. Let us know in the Facebook comments. I mean, you guys have any ideas for punishments?
I'll have to let that one marinate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because Dad mentioned chugging beer. Like, that doesn't seem like a punishment to me.
No, just like normal.
TJ's like,
That's
that
another
seems
normal.
That seems
Awesome.
fun.
Singing at Schnucks, chugging beer.
Frat boy
Sometimes I
TJ,
do it at the
Nick.
same time.
You gotta
Same
smash.
time.
You gotta smash an egg on your head.
Okay. This is all good
that-
stuff.
Smash an egg on your head. That's great. It doesn't seem like that much fun. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. We need help. We have a couple ideas, but I want to know what the audience wants to see. That's the whole point, because I think
I'm a little nervous to see what the audience.
I'm not
wants
too
to see.
worried. I mean, you send whatever you want, because I'm never going to be at the bottom of the standings, so I don't really.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Here
So are
we
they all
go.
going to have to be in the studio? Or are
No.
some of these punishments going to have to be pre-recorded?
Pre-recorded,
Okay.
for sure.
So that allows us to get a little bit more creative.
So
All right,
that's
just
kind of
wanted
my
to
thing
establish
is so as we played Big Web's video earlier, we can play them on the show. So if we have to do them recorded, we can do them recorded. But I also like the live aspect of it, where you can't really hide from having to call people, and you might be calling your Uncle Gary and haven't talked to him in 3 years, and you tell him how much you hate football and you suck at picking. It could be funny.
What do you have against your Uncle Gary?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Does anybody have an Uncle Gary here? I don't think so.
I don't.
I
I
don't.
don't know.
Okay. Well, it's just an example, but
Anybody has an Uncle Gary? Please call in, text us.
yeah, let us know about your uncle. We'll call your Uncle Gary. So, by the way, I forgot to mention. So we do still have time if you're out there and you want to get in the From the 50 Pick'em on CBSSports.com. Still plenty of time. You have a little over an hour actually to get in. If you go on Twitter, go on Facebook, Nick. Actually, if you don't mind, go on and pin that comment on Facebook of how to join the BOTB / From the 50 NFL Pick'em. It's free. Why not join? It's free. You pick all the games against the spread per week. The top picker of the season, first of all, you get bragging rights. I was the number one picker last year, but we don't get to win the prize as hosts, so we give them to the listeners. So you have bragging rights, and you also have a brand spanking new NFL jersey, fresh out the package, if you win the whole thing. So last year,
Once again.
we have Nick Tolley, who won it, who's actually going to become a part-time producer for us. And Mark Hessler was very close last year, too. So it's a lot of fun. We go through the standings every week, get a lot of shout-outs on the show, and you can win a free NFL jersey. And it's free, Dad. It's free.
That's awesome.
It's free
I
to
think
join.
Why not?
Marky Mark's going to be digging in. He needs a Tom Brady jersey this year. I think he's going to be digging in hard here.
Okay. All right. So there you go. So, again, the Pick'em From the 50 or BOTB Pick'em, you can find them on CBSSports.com. But Nick's going to go ahead and pin a comment. If you click on that link and you join via CBSSports.com, free to join, pick all the games. Make sure you get your picks in 5 minutes before kickoff for each one. All right, boys. It is time now for the picks. Now, something we're changing up this year. Is we have our pets picking. So Cooper really was just sitting there. He was eating his peanut butter out of his bone earlier. Okay. See, you made it dirty.
I didn't do
See,
nothing.
you made it. You raised your eyebrows. I was just going
I
to
just
continue
had some of
going.
my juice
I
and
was
it perked
going
me
to
up.
continue, and you just you raised your eyebrows.
I got nothing.
So Cooper was sitting there, and he was really crunching the numbers all week. He was making sure he knew exactly what he should pick. Let's take a look at who Coop picked this week.
Hi, Coop. Come here. Coop. It's the Packers. All right. Come here. Come on, buddy. You missed it all. There it is, New Orleans. A little late. He had to think about that one. All right, Coop. Come here. Come here, Coop. Hey, San Francisco. Okay. Coop, go ahead. Take it. Dallas. The Bengals.
So there you go. Coop's picks this week. He absolutely loves Green Bay plus 2.5, New Orleans minus 3.5, Frisco minus 6.5, Dallas minus 2.5, and then going with Cincy plus 2.5 today.
Now, are you sure that's just him? Because I saw him look to the left in the living room prior to every pick to get advice. I did.
Yeah, he
did.
was.
He did. So Laura was in there and had treats in her hand as well, but he decided, I got to go pick games. So you saw in that New Orleans pick, he kind of had to go across it, and he didn't realize, oh crap, I got to think about this one. It's
Tough
and
game.
he went back and
Tough
picked
game.
New Orleans.
Yeah,
so
tough game.
Yeah,
Tough
there
game
there
to
was
pick,
definitely
so.
definitely some question marks there around his picks.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited. I think we'll see how Coop does. I will say he so far is 0 for 1. He has not been right yet. So we'll see.
Early. It's
But
early.
again, we all had the Texans, except I did give Dad the win because on the show you said Texans +9, but you did put it in CBS that you picked the Chiefs. So we'll give you the Chiefs.
Okay. Got it.
Boo.
That's great.
Oh.
Carry on a conversation. I got to hit the music real quick. Hold on.
All right,
something.
carrying on a conversation.
I
Wow.
love the music. The music just makes me feel like I'm on, like,
So Nick,
Fox Sunday.
Okay, we're good. Okay.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, forget that thought.
Just had to
Nick.
give you a second. Okay, it's time for the picks, gentlemen. Anybody out there that doesn't know, we pick 4 games, the top 4 games, all against the spread. We pick underdog picks, locks of the week, and a toilet bowl game of the week. So this is where it gets interesting because Nick was the winner last year. He got out to a hot start. He definitely leveled off late, but still got the win at the end of the year. It gets very competitive, and eventually you also see people lie and said that they don't go out on islands to get up there in the standings, but that's absolutely what happens. They take picks that they don't want. Dad sometimes takes a team he absolutely hates because all 3 of us
You have to.
take the other team.
You have to.
But he says, no, I'm a man of my word. I would never do that. Sure enough.
So you log them first now.
Right, correct. All right, let's start with the first one. We have the Packers at the Vikings, boys. The Vikings are minus 2.5 points at home. We are going to start with Mr. Zook.
I like the Packers. Gotta start off on a good note. Week number 1. Gotta take my boys. Coming off a 13-3 season, they went 6-0 in the division last year, including a 2-game sweep of the Vikings. They finally get to play the early September game on the road instead of as opposed to at home, where the Lambeau home field advantage isn't as great. They're playing in US Bank Stadium, where normally that place is rocking. They're not going to have nearly the home field advantage they would. Plus, they have completely remade their defense. They have completely remade their cornerback room. Mackenzie Alexander, gone. Xavier Rhodes, gone. Trey Wayne's gone. They keep their 2 safeties, but they have 3 corners that have really never played a snap of football. You also factor in Stephon Diggs, gone. Their offensive coordinator, Kevin Stefanski, gone. They also have some injuries along the defensive line. So there is a lot of new happening in Minnesota in a season during coronavirus where you haven't been able to get as prepared. I like the Packers plus 2.5.
Big Web?
I'll tell you what, guys. Packers neglected to add a weapon. They did replace who's it, Baliga or whatever, that offensive
Brian
line?
Balaga.
Balaga.
That's the first one of the year.
retired.
Mark
There
that
you go.
down.
That's the first
of the
one.
year.
Anyway, they did find a replacement for him, which God bless them. But I'll tell you what, Minnesota's solid, and they got this Jefferson kid now. I think he's going to be a weapon, and I love the spread. It's only 2.5. Give me the Vikes.
Nick?
You can't bet against Aaron Rodgers in the discount. Double check. I like Green Bay here. Justin Jefferson, he's a rookie, so I do think he will be explosive, but not this week. Not enough time to prepare. No crowd there in Minnesota. Go with the better team. Give me Green Bay and the points.
All right. Well,
Island.
we're split. I love the Vikings today. And again, the word love is always tough. I
Love.
always hate
He
saying
loves
word
the
love. I
Vikings
love
today.
the Vikings today. No, I do think they are going to play good at home. I know the fan situation might play into it. But at the same time, I like the fact they're going to run the football a lot with Dalvin Cook. I think they're going to go ahead and control the front line against Green Bay. And Rodgers, the only thing that scares me is Rodgers is pissed off. So because of the Jordan Love draft pick, in my opinion, he's going to want a lot to prove today. The only thing that scares me, which is also I like the over, but I do like Minnesota. As Dad said, 2.5 to me seems like a no-brainer for the Vikings in a division game at home. So give me the Vikings in that one. All right.
Got that Alan Lazard connection. Rodgers to Alan Lazard,
Alan
baby.
Lazard. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Moving on. We will go to the next one, and this is interesting. Tampa Bay at New Orleans, and the Saints are minus 3.5 points at home. Drew Brees, Tom Brady. Oh, baby.
I like the New Orleans Saints. I'm not going to go with Tom Brady. Not quite yet. They have some injuries in Tampa Bay with Mike Evans being a little bit questionable. And again, it's going to be a theme I follow at least early on in the season. There's a lot of new down in Tampa Bay. I'm also not one of those that's sold on Tampa, catching up to the Saints this year. I think that the style of offense that Bruce Arians is going to run versus the style of offense that Tom Brady has played don't necessarily mesh. I'm interested to see how the personnel gels together. They got a tough game on the road at the Saints. They just don't lose in that Superdome, and Drew Brees, fans or not, seems to play so well there.
Big Web.
Well, unfortunately, it's a cavity of a Superdome. It's just a big concrete building with no fans. I tell you what, Tom Brady, a field goal plus a half a point with McCoy and Fournette, O.J. Howard, Gronk, and whoever they want to put at wideout. I'll take the 3.5. Give me Brady on the road.
All right, Nick.
41 signed the new contract. He's fucking ready to play. He's healthy. He's good to go. He sat out from practice to rest that back. He's going to go out there, kick some ass. Drew Brees in the Superdome. Saints all day.
All right. Yeah, I'm taking the Saints too. I like them at home. I can't believe Dad's getting Tom Brady in his first game as a Buck on an island.
Ding, 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 ding.
But I'm in the same spot. I also think that Drew Brees at home, I know there's no fans there, but shit. They're going to win the Super Bowl this year, in my opinion. So, again, with Mike Evans out too, I mean, I think Brady's got a feeling out process. I don't care who you are. You still have a new team. You still have a new coach, new offense. Give me the Saints in this one. I like the Saints. All right, so Dad's on an island with Tampa Bay. Even Cooper took the Saints.
I love it.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We got San Francisco -7 against the Arizona Cardinals. Again, at the moment, that game is still supposed to be going on. We said because of the air quality out there in the West Coast. Apparently, they're still going to go. So, what do you guys got?
I really like the Cardinals with the points. The Cardinals have played the division tough. I'm interested to see, what this team looks like this year. Everybody predicts they're going to take this step forward, but until you actually do it, I think it's going to be a challenge with the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. They're such good football teams out west. So I don't know if I'm necessarily a believer in the Cardinals going to the playoffs or anything like that, but I certainly feel as though they'll be better this season than they were a season ago. I really like Kyler Murray as a quarterback. I think that he is extremely talented. They get DeAndre Hopkins. That receiving core over there all of a sudden is one of the best in the NFC. You have DeAndre Hopkins, you have Larry Fitzgerald, you have Christian Kirk, and oh, by the way, they have a pretty good pass-catching running back in Kenyon Drake. We'll see how they perform against the 49ers today, and that pass rush protecting Kyler is going to be an uphill battle, but I like them to at least cover the 7 and keep this thing close.
Big what?
I tell you what, I agree. I like the Cardinals for all the reasons Zach said, and they just we want to see what Hopkins can do. I just want to feel that out because Murray with his feet and Hopkins, the way he can get open and get separation, is going to be real interesting. You might see a lot more smoke out there in Northern California.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah, a lot of injuries banged up for San Francisco without Deebo Samuel today. Obviously, Emmanuel Sanders is now gone on the Saints, and so Tevin Coleman as well with the smoke could be a game-time decision. He has some pre-existing health conditions, and Kyle Shanahan loves to use Tevin Coleman, even though Raheem Mostert is the lead back there. And like I said, Kyler's a good quarterback, and you give him a weapon like D-Hop. Kyler's in year 2 now, more experienced. He's the guy in Arizona, and I really think that Arizona maybe doesn't win this game, but I think they can at least cover the spread. Maybe first go by a field goal, but give me Arizona in the points.
Wow, everybody on the Cardinals, because I'm also taking the Cardinals.
Wowie, wow.
Holy cow! Honestly, I didn't see that coming. I like Arizona today, not enough to take them in any pool or anything, top picker, but. Let me tell you something. Kyler Murray with +7 with Hopkins in there, like you guys are talking about. I mean, they're good, going to be a pretty good football team. And the thing is, though, is how is Kyler going to go ahead and be against the San Francisco's defense today? Because San Francisco's healthy now. That's the thing. Their defense is back and they're healthy. So
their offense is not, though.
That is the question. So I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think 7's a lot of points. I also am starting Kyler Murray, so I've been hearing too, don't start Kyler, but they also said don't drop somebody to get another quarterback to start over him. So if you have to start him, you have to do it, and that's where I'm at. So I'm going to take Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Unbelievable. Full sweep of the freaking Arizona Cardinals.
Sucker bet.
Did not
Vegas
see that
got
one
us.
coming.
You
Yeah.
don't let me go last anymore. When you let me go last, I would have pulled San Francisco out for sure.
Well, we got to go with how the helmets are set up, baby. The helmets are set up that
Yeah.
way. You got to do that. It's all about the production.
Just kidding.
Okay, we go to the next one. Another game that they said could be affected by the fires, but for now we're all right. They got Dallas and the Rams in that new stadium in Los Angeles. Better be nice. They spent almost $5 billion on it. Over budget by $2.5 billion. Imagine doing that.
I hope nobody
$2.5
shows up.
Billion. Oh, yeah, right. Don't you love it though? I mean, the one fact that this whole thing, it sucks. But the fact that the Rams still, even with a new stadium, can't even get anybody in the door, hilarious. All right, Cowboys -3 or Rams +3, Zook.
I like the Rams +3. I think that the Los Angeles Rams had a down year last year. They really struggled in Gurley's absence because when they have to limit him, they're just a different team. I think Cam Akers is going to be Todd Gurley 2.0. Maybe not post quite the numbers he's going to, but in terms of what he does to open up that offense, I think Cam Akers will be more than effective in doing that. I don't know if the Rams come back and like win the division or anything like that. I mean, that NFC West is just so good, but they're going to be a really good team. In Dallas, for all the hype on Dallas, fact, they went 8-8 last year. With all their weapons, with all their stats, they went 8-8. They don't win that many football games that their talent, that you would think they would with their talent. So I think the Rams are going to give them some trouble. I think Mike Nolan's a little bit in over his head as a defensive coordinator, and the team he has to prepare for week 1 is Sean McVay's offense. I think Jared Goff's going to have a big day. I think the Rams win this game outright.
Wow.
Wow, he's really confident about that one. I hear a lock coming later. All right, Dad.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Dallas is the real deal. I know they've underachieved, Zach. They certainly have last year, but they got all the weapons. They got in the top 3 lines in the league. Very, very solid team. I don't think the Rams are close to them as far as a full, both sides of the ball football team. Prescott, like I said in the preseason show, they just need to sign him long term to get his head in the game, and they'll be a much better football team. But anyway, I think they're going to be there. Give me Dallas in this one.
Nick?
Yeah, this is going to be the most exciting game to watch today, in my opinion. I think the Rams look really good with Cam Akers now as their running back, and obviously Jalen Ramsey re-signed that big deal, so he's ready to go. But give me Dallas. I love Dallas all day long here. It's Zeke's back. Zeke's healthy. He's hungry, ready to go. And then that trio of Dallas wide receivers, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb. Are you kidding me? Jalen Ramsey can't cover all 3 of those guys. Look for them to throw the ball a shit ton, go to Zeke in the end zone. Dallas all day long.
I got Zeke on 3 fantasy teams. I would love to see that. I'm also taking the Cowboys. I think the number's low. I mean, the Rams they have a lot to prove. They do. They have a lot to prove from that Super Bowl run 2 years ago and didn't perform. Last year was a down year, I'd say, for them. And now without Todd Gurley, they have running back issues. So there's a lot of question marks. So that does scare me because I think Goff's going to try to prove a lot. Obviously, Sean McVay will. But I like the Cowboys. As Dad said, I think they're stacked. I think their offense is just unbeatable. I just don't know how you can have a top 3 running back, and then now you add CeeDee Lamb to that receiving core. It doesn't matter who's covered. Somebody's going to be open, and especially when you saw Gallup play the way he did last season when Cooper was covered. I love Dallas. As long as Dak can run the football, too, a little bit and stay mobile, I think they're going to score a lot of points today. And, again, I think I love the number. If it was 6.5, I would probably go Rams, but three's a very favorable number for the Cowboys, so I'm going to take Dallas. So, Zook, congratulations. Your top pick, it sounds like. You're on an island with the Rams, which scares the crap out of me. So there's that. Okay, so we, I think, just have the Toilet Bowl game of the week then. Oh, no, we have the Dogs and Locks, too. So, Toilet Bowl, we have the Chargers against the Bengals. Chargers are -3.5 points. Joe Burrow, first start in the NFL today.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one. I'll just go with the experience over the inexperience. I think the Chargers, too, are just a better football team. They just have the better roster. I think Derwin James is done, right? Again, unfortunately, but they still have a lot of very talented players on that team. Casey Hayward's gonna be shadowing Cincy's top receiver. They're gonna have Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa coming off the edge, and then offensively, I know it's Tyrod Taylor starting instead of the rookie Justin Herbert, but I think that actually is better for the Chargers in this game. I think had Herbert been starting, who I'm not a big fan of, I think it would have actually gone the other way. But Tyrod Taylor, say what you will of him, he's a borderline starter, probably maybe a backup at this point, but I think he can at least run the offense and distribute the ball to their playmakers, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen. So I like the Chargers in this game.
Big Web?
I tell you what, Joe Burrow, he's gonna have some fun out there today because I think he had a better line in college. He really did. That it's nice. It's gonna be nice to see AJ Green back on the football field, and also they got some other good receivers there out at Cincinnati. Go ahead, give me the Bengals in this, and I think I keep calling them San Diego. I just think the Chargers are in real tough this year.
Nick?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time to watch Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals adding AJ Green, a healthy AJ Green back, and we don't know how he's gonna play since he's missed a lot of time the last 2 years. But when you add a wide receiver like AJ Green to a wide receiver core that already has some nice young weapons, and then get Joe Mixon in the mix there, their defense, I think, can manage Tyrod Taylor. Like you said, Tyrod Taylor is probably a backup at best. They do have weapons there in San Diego on offense, but I think there'd be a lot of running the ball for San Diego today with Austin Eckler. So if the Bengals can contain him, I think they can win this game. So give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm also taking Cincinnati, and I don't feel good about it now that there's 3 of us on them. But I think Joe Burrow is going to excite some people today. I think AJ Green, as you guys are talking about, is a good addition with him. It's just about staying healthy.
I can't wait to watch him play.
Oh my gosh, it's because he's a great athlete. He just can't stay healthy. And the one thing else that I like that I heard in the offseason is Burrow loves throwing to Tyler Boyd. So if you already have that connection between those two, he threw a lot of inside routes last year to Jefferson, I believe, in LSU. So he can do the same thing with Tyler Boyd. Then he had AJ Green into it as well. I think he's going to impress some people today. They're getting 3.5, and the Chargers again, same thing. It's a big question mark. I have heard. Tyrod Taylor has worked under Anthony Lynn before in Buffalo, so I'm curious to see how they team up. Austin Eckler is also just an unbelievable back, with receiving regards, and I think he's going to move the football pretty well. But in this one, I just think the Bengals are going to be hungrier. I think AJ Green's going to have a good game, and I think Burrow's going to impress. And they're getting 3.5. So give me the Bengals for the toilet bowl game of the week. All right, gentlemen, we now move to our underdog picks of the week. This is where we separate the men from the boys of the season. I will start with Zook.
Initially, I was going to go with the Rams and double down on this one, but because of the status of the game and it's week 1, I don't really want to take that risk. So I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans for my dog. They play the late Monday night game against the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos...
They're favored. I think the Titans are favored. No, they definitely.
Did it change?
They were minus 2.5 last time I saw it. That's
what I got. I got them at
I got them
on CBS.
Titans are favored.
Titans are
favored. All right.
Come on, Zook. You tried to sneak one in on us there.
Well, I'm glad.
That's no dog.
Well, I'm glad you caught that. All right, I'll stick with the Rams then. For all the reasons I laid out, I like the Rams to cover this game and potentially win it outright. Give me the Rams.
That's our first double up there, I think.
It was.
Yeah. So I'm in trouble.
We might see a triple up here. I got a feeling the way he was talking. Dad?
Gentlemen, I know you don't like this pick, but I'm taking Atlanta for my dog of the week, baby, right there. I like the fact that Gurley's back in Georgia. They got 2 more D-backs. Hayden Hurst is on the ball club now.
Against Seattle.
Matty Ice is going to make it happen. They've been resting too long. It's time for Atlanta to do a little something. Let's start today.
Big Web, you remember?
Clip it. Make this a clip. Get ready. Here we go.
I
do you
stuck
remember
my neck out.
Yeah. Do you guys remember last week?
my neck out.
Do you guys remember last year when every time Big Web would be on the Falcons, they'd get to about the 40-yard line, and then they'd just piss him off all day long?
I do remember.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy that.
It started last year in Minnesota, week 1.
It's good for content.
Let's don't do it today.
Seattle's minus 1.5.
That's a dog.
They're minus. I understand, but they're only minus 1.5.
I know.
Seattle's gonna be a great football team this year. Good luck.
We'll
Good
see.
luck to you.
We'll see. They still
tip
need
my cap.
Thank God their quarterback can run because they don't have an O-line at all.
Okay. Nick.
Yeah, one rule I learned last year, Big Web, is never bet on Atlanta. Just never bet on Atlanta. They when you bet on them, they
That was
lose. When you
last
don't bet
year,
on them,
Dick.
they win. Like that literally is what happens. Don't
That's
bet
true.
on Atlanta. Todd Gurley's not going to be that good. I'm doubling down on Green Bay today as a
Woo!
road
Oh my
dog
God. Okay,
against
that's,
the Vikings.
Cheesehead Nick.
I think there's not a lot of good dogs today. There's very few
I agree with that.
dogs that are going to be potential winners, and so I think Green Bay, as much as I don't really like doubling down on games because you're putting a lot of favor on the Packers. Consistency. That's what I say. Packers had a good season last year, and Rodgers is at the quarterback. He's pissed off. Give me Green Bay.
Nick goes with the Packers. Interesting. This is gonna be tough, man.
You can hedge and take the Packers, TJ. Just guarantee
No,
yourself
I'm
a win.
between two. It's Arizona or it's the Bengals, but I don't know. I can't really double down on the Bengals, really, can you? You can't really do that. I mean,
It's
I guess
risky.
I'm doubling down
We-
regardless. I guess
Yeah.
we picked the Cardinals in
Yeah,
the
you
main
got
pick,
to.
Week one,
so-
baby. It's week one. Let's
All
go.
right. You
Double
know
down
what?
on Joe Burrow.
I'm doubling down on the Cardinals. I got Kyler everywhere in fantasy.
Can't.
I'm staying
when
away
has
from
anybody
Burrow
doubled on a
that.
toilet bowl?
You should have seen I could see the computer screen. He goes, you know what? Moves over to Cincinnati. Then like mid-sentence, he's like, Kyler.
Gotta go, Kyler. Okay, so there we go. We're all on different
You can
different.
tell
dogs
this
today.
wasn't pre-recorded.
So, all right, there's our underdog picks of the week. Gentlemen, now we have the all-important locks of the week. Zook.
All right. I'm going to
Rams?
triple that. Nope. I'm going to
Oh,
take the
wow.
Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. I really think the Giants are going to be bad this year. Joe Judge, it sounds like he got most of his coaching advice from the movie Remember the Titans. By the way, the reports out of their training camp have come out. I don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers maybe season long, but on Monday night, they should take care of business against a Giants defense that is, it's just bad. They got a couple guys. I mean, they got James Bradbury from Carolina, like we mentioned earlier in the show. They took up Blake Martinez from Green Bay, but boy, their team is just, it's the defense in particular is very bad. The offense should score some points. So that I think will keep the Giants in some games, especially when they get these like plus 10 spreads. That'll be intriguing for New York later on in the season, but they're only getting like 4 points against the Steelers. I love Pittsburgh this
He
weekend.
used the love word. He used the L word today.
Uh-oh,
you hear
that's
that?
twice on the show.
Uh-oh.
That's twice.
Love 'em.
He used the L word. Okay. All right. Dad?
Boys, I like the Titans Monday night. I tell you what, that's a real short spread with the difference in talent in these two football teams. Give me the Titans on the road Monday night.
The favorite, the Titans.
The favorite Titan. Yes, not the underdog Titans. Yes, correct. Oh, Alexa's chiming on here. Okay.
Stay out of
Nick, who do you got?
We can start the chirping. I feel bad for my boy down in Jacksonville, Gardner Minshew. However, it is going to be the Colts. The
I
Jaguars
think I'll lock the Jags. I'm like, here we go.
No. The Jaguars are unfortunately. I'm off the Jag wagon. I've transferred my
on.
allegiance to the Denver Broncos.
Right. A good team. He went from a bad team to a good team.
Yeah, I went from a bad team to a good team. My boy Drew Lock there in Denver. So I'm a tried and true Denver Broncos fan through and through now. I need to get myself a Denver Broncos jersey. But I like the Colts. I think they got Jonathan Taylor there at running back to go with the kind of a crowded backfield right there with Naheem Hines and Marlon Mack. But Phillip Rivers, I think, is going to be he's a veteran, and I believe that they can throw the ball to their good wide receivers. They added, I forget who the young wide receiver they added this year, but they also have Paris Campbell as well as T.Y. Hilton. So a healthy Colts, I think, should be able to get the job done. I'm not using any loves, locks, guarantees, easy, none of that bullshit. We like the Colts. We like the Colts.
We like them. We like
Cover
them.
the
that
8.
bullshit he said.
Hopefully, just cover the spread, Colts. Let's get into Jacksonville, get in, get out, and we'll call it a Sunday.
Good call.
That's all I'm going to say.
You know, Nick, my uncle lives in Indianapolis, and he saw Phillip Rivers at a restaurant, and he said he was standing straight up, and his right arm was scratching his ankle. It was just hanging there. So good luck to you on that.
We'll see what happens
Thank
with
you.
Phillip and
All he's got to do is
year.
hand it off, Big Web.
Jonathan
Taylor.
Taylor.
Marlon Mack.
Yeah.
That's true. They're
Jonathan-
a running team, baby.
Jonathan
He
Taylor.
could be
that's
go-go
all I gotta
gadget
say.
with the extra arm there.
I feel sorry for T.Y. Hilton owners or any receiver on the Colts side. That's not good. I'm taking the Raiders. I love the Raiders against the Panthers today. I think you're going to see a lot of Henry Ruggs today. I think you're going to see a lot of Josh Jacobs. I think they're going to go ahead and run right over Carolina today, and I can't believe the number is where it is. I believe it's 2.5, which to me is just a no-brainer. So I like Gruden. I like the Raiders. Lock it down, baby. I want the Raiders. So there you go. Those are our picks. Now, what I wanted to do each week is be able to kind of stop, read some of the comments, obviously go over Big Web's best bets of the week. So, Dad, let's do your bets first, and then we'll kind of read some comments and questions that the audience has.
We can do Super Bowl picks too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll close with that.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, guys, just to let you know, full transparency here. The picks that we pull up on this thing, what is it, 4 picks a week? They're all just the toughest, tightest battles. So when you look at Big Web's record, if it's a little crappy in that, those are games we're not picking anyway. These are the games we're picking right here. We look for mismatches. We look for wins. We look for money. So here we are this year. Now, you guys can go back last year. All the archives are available. If you follow Big Web last year, you brought in $1,000. You brought in $1,000 plus last year. If you followed me on a Kentucky Derby, you did fine this time too. But let me tell you something. Today, we're going to get this going. We're resting a little bit the first couple of weeks, but we're going to play a little bit. $1,000 bankroll this year, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to piss away 200 of it right now. Here you go. I like the Minnesota Vikings minus 2.5. I like the Dallas Cowboys minus 2.5. Those two in a parlay, $100 gets you $351. I'm going to do a 3-way. Those same 2 teams with the Titans, $100 gets you $523. There's Big Web's first 2 bets of the year.
There we go. One more time for the audience. Just one more time.
3-way parlay. Vikings minus 2.5. Dallas minus 2.5. Titans minus 2.5. Now, we had to play with one of those to get it down to 2.5, but just ask your bookmaker. He'll help you through. 100 gets you $523. And a 2-way, just to cover ourselves. I like this.
Love a good 2-way.
Love 2 ways.
Oh, my God. Minnesota minus 2.5. Dallas Cowboys minus 2.5.
I like a 3-way.
100 gets you $351, boys and girls.
Woo.
Jump in with Big
Wow.
Web and make yourself some money this year.
There we go. Before we do read some of the comments and do our Super Bowl picks, we do have a voicemail today. So one of our loyal listeners, Hayden, wants to kind of tune in and see what he's got today. I don't know if he's got a pick. I don't know if he's got fantasy.
What do you
but
got? What do you got?
we want everybody to be able to call in. So we'll have Hayden this week. And again, next week, 314-877-8597. Call in. We'll have a voicemail segment. So let's see what Hayden had to say. Maybe.
And again.
We're not connected. Give me a second here. Hold on. Real quick, Super Bowl picks.
Alrighty, guys, let's do Super Bowl picks. Nick, I'll start it off. I like, out of the NFC, I was between the Seahawks and the Saints. You got them now?
I got him now. I apologize.
Okay.
It's not a perfect science around here. Here we go.
What's up, fellas? Want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Best day of the year.
This is true.
Oh, yeah, this is Hayden calling, by the way.
Oh, hey, Hayden.
I want to give you guys a couple picks
hey.
that I really like this week. I'm going with a light load this week with it being week 1 and injuries
Light
all over
load.
the place, not much practicing. First pick, I really like the Jags down there in Duval County. Plus 7.5
Really? What?
against the Colts. I think that 7.5 points is way too much.
Hold
I
on, let's
think
pause
Phillip
this for a
Rivers-
second. Nick, I know you can't
Who
hear
is
it on
this
your
guy?
end. Hayden
Yeah.
said he likes the Jags today against the spread.
Big Web about
That's
fainting.
tough.
Okay, so let's continue.
Is
Let's
he a
continue.
comedian?
Let's continue. Here we go.
is going to have a chance to win late like he always does, and he'll either come through or won't come through. But 7.5 points is just way too much, so I'm going Jags plus 7.5. Second pick, I like the Bengals.
Oh, my
I
God.
like the Bengals plus 3 against the Chargers.
Those are locked picks?
Who is this guy?
I really think Burrow is the real deal. Chargers got
You
a
just
new
wait, he's gonna go
quarterback.
2-0.
He's gonna go
Chargers
2-0.
are traveling to Cincinnati.
Come on.
Mixon's healthy. I just think the Bengals are going to win that game outright, but I'm not taking a money line. I'm just going to take Bengals plus
3.5. Only got a
wish
3.
you guys good luck this week, and let's just enjoy the first of many Sundays. Take care, guys.
Yes,
See ya.
sir. Hayden, thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
calling
Thanks
in,
for
man.
the call, buddy.
Man, Jaguars and Bengals are his top two picks.
Can I make the case for him for Jags plus 7.5 just real quick? The Indianapolis Colts are new quarterback, run first team. Yeah, I'm on the other side of it, and I think we all are. But they're not gonna be a team that scores like 40 points.
Right.
So when you get over a touchdown spread against a running football team, I got to think that one's pretty low scoring, like maybe like a 16-24 final. I kind of, I don't hate that.
Okay,
I don't hate that as much as we're giving him
But
crap
it's like those aren't usually two picks you'd have as like your top of the entire slate.
That wouldn't be what I would lock.
Right.
But
again, he's probably going to go 2-0, and we're going to lose all our locks. So it's,
Hayden, if you want to go up against each other, just let me know. I'm gonna put this in just to see what his odds are.
If he did a two-way parlay,
yeah, that's going to be exciting.
So Jaguars plus 7.5, and it's going to be exciting here. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's the spread, if he's not saying money line, he's saying spread.
Okay,
so it's not going to be that big of a difference.
Okay,
but I mean, man, to have your top picks is Joe Burrow. Yeah. On his first week, first NFL game.
No offensive line.
First snap. He didn't get a preseason snap, this guy.
Yeah.
And you got Jacksonville, who would they're getting Trevor Lawrence next year. So, that's who you're talking about. Let's read some comments while Dad looks and crunches the numbers over there. Brady Luther says, "Who dat? Go Tigers on Saturdays." Big time LSU fan. Let's see. Is Evans playing? Did we already figure out that
he's kind of playing? They listed him as
they said they're going to work him out, but work him out in about 2 hours, but be cautious even if he does play.
Zach
which
says,
means decoy.
Okay, so Zach says I have a Grandpa Gary, so we could maybe call him whenever somebody loses.
Hello, Gary.
Let's see. Gigi says I'll take the new Brady jersey. We got people picking. Wedwick says Packers are trash. Well, there you go. He's a Vikings fan though, so I mean, Nick doesn't like. Nick and Wedwick were a little sideways last year.
They had a bit of a rivalry going.
You ready for this?
Go ahead.
So the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars, a two-team parlay pays $351 on 100. The exact same payoff as the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go.
Holy humped up.
But if those are his locked picks, I mean, go for it.
Good luck. Good luck.
Let's see. Zach says, here's a good punishment. Dump ice bucket water on the losers.
That's a good one.
That'd be good, especially when it gets cold outside.
Out of the studio.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be rough, man.
I say that's November, December punishment for sure.
And then you have to do the show just soaked. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Soggy sorrow.
Get a towel.
That's fucking brutal. Especially me out in Reno.
Let's see. Hayden says, big fan of Cards this week, but didn't want to touch it. But you'll touch Cincinnati with a new quarterback, but I'm scared about the Cardinals. Okay. Let's see.
Joe Burrow's worried about getting touched today. I'll tell you that much.
Save that. That seems like a good one for later. M. Let's see. Wedwick, don't sleep on Teddy. And Schlemmer says, I follow Big Web on the Derby. I got to ride with a hot hand. Love the picks. Well, there you go. Okay.
Attaboy, Schlem.
So there's Big Web's best bets of the week. That's our show, gentlemen. I think it was a good one. I think it went very well. Again, knock on wood, everything was good with the computer. Hopefully we have 17-plus weeks of that.
Are we going to let the people know Super Bowl picks
next
week?
Super Bowl picks. Sure. Yeah, that's what I was going to next. You think I was rapping? Come on. Yeah. All right, Nick, who do you like in the Super Bowl?
All right, as far as the Super Bowl goes, in the NFC, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Love the Dallas Cowboys this year. I know they sucked it up last year. This year is the year they put it together. We're booking on CeeDee Lamb because he's on my fucking fantasy team.
Of course.
We go with the Dallas Cowboys. Out of the AFC, shit, it's hard to get a bet against the Chiefs. I know it's a cop-out, but until Patty Mahomes shows me otherwise, just signing the fattest deal in the history of the NFL, give me the Chiefs in the AFC to repeat.
Okay.
And then as far as the Super Bowl winner goes, man, got to wait till next week for that.
Okay, well, we'll give our picks. Yeah.
Deep teaser.
He's going to wait to see how they look this week. That's actually that's a pro move. I'll go with mine. I said this on the midweek show. I think we talked about it. I love the New Orleans Saints to make it. I think that, again, they know Breeze is out the door in 2 years. They have to win. They signed Kamara to the big deal. They didn't even mess around with it. When he said, I'll hold out, they go, no. Just relax. We'll get you a contract. And they did. So that's telling me right there they're serious. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. Love the Saints out of the NFC. AFC, again, to be boring. They proved it on Thursday. It's just hard to pick against the Chiefs. It's really hard to pick against the Chiefs right now. If they stay healthy. Again, anything can happen. But I love Saints Chiefs. I loved Saints Chiefs last year. I think it would have been a good matchup. Niners were fun, but the Saints are way more fun to watch. They're the sexier pick, I guess you could say. But I will say that I think it's going to be an even game in the Super Bowl. One of the best, and I do think the Saints will get it done. I think the Saints will stop the back-to-back championships for the Chiefs this year. But I do think Mahomes will win at least 2 or 3 more.
Give me the over.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. What would that be at? I mean, you don't know, but 60? 62 maybe?
57.5.
At least. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zook?
I'm with you, TJ. I love the Chiefs to repeat out of the AFC. I think really your only other contenders to beat them would be maybe the Ravens.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
Again,
if you want to go
Lamar Jackson,
Pats,
man, well, he had the same type of year. It's just, you never know. You never know.
And I don't think that even if Lamar's at his best, that they can top the Chiefs. I just don't think they can score enough points to keep up with them. So I like the Chiefs out of the AFC. Boy, I'm so torn on the NFC. I love the Seahawks, and I love the Saints. But I ended up going with the Saints. I think the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Wow, there we go. Okay, 2 on the Saints.
How about that?
Dad, what do you got?
I'm going to start out with a lie. The Atlanta Falcons will win the Super Bowl this year.
Save it. I shouldn't have laughed. My bad.
So no.
be a good clip.
The truth
It's gonna be a
is
great
very
clip.
The truth is very boring. We're going with Nick. Absolutely the same picks. We got the Cowboys and we got the Chiefs. The Chiefs will beat them in the Super Bowl. I know it's boring, but that's the truth.
Okay, Super Bowl picks. I think we're all on the same page with the Chiefs.
Cowboys and Saints.
Cowboys and Saints. That'd be fun.
Interesting.
That'd be
That'd be a fun one.
NFC Championship would be good.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else. Other teams. I mean, the Bucks are still always there, but again, there's just you got to see Brady play. You got to see them this week. You got to, even if they lose, you got to see them the first 3 weeks.
And if anything happens to Brady, you still got Blaine Gabbert, his backup.
Oh,
he's going to be
wonderful.
just
Yes.
fine.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Blaine Gabbert. Yes,
And you got Rosen, baby. You got Rosen on practice squad.
Josh Rosen got signed by them. I didn't know that.
What the hell?
Well, look out! I mean, Tampa's going to win the Super Bowl now. Josh Rosen's on the team.
They better.
Or real quick, another hot take. When does Tua take over the starting role this year? They said he looked great. Said the hip looks fine. And Fitzpatrick's starting today.
Well,
Week 6.
If he takes a
6?
hit,
3.
Yeah.
once he gets that red jersey off and he takes a hit, he'll be back out.
I'll say week 4. So we're all around there.
That's so
Week 3.
disrespectful, Big
And
Web.
one more. I almost said Austin Herbert. I don't even know who that is. Herbert. What's his real name? Justin.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah. How should I know?
Week
He's going to
3.
be. They're going to be in St. Louis in 3 years. I should know that name by now. The St. Louis Chargers coming here.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, it's his brother, Austin.
Okay. So what do you think?
Week 5.
I think later. Maybe like week 8 or 9. I just think
Do like a Drew Lock
I think the
situation
Chargers
where they
will
give him the last
perform.
5 games of the
Yeah, I
season.
think the Chargers will perform. They'll be in it a little bit longer, I think, than the Dolphins probably will. Also, I don't think Justin Herbert's going to be any good. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take.
Clipboard guy.
I don't think he's going to be good. I think that probably they're I'd imagine that he's not exactly lighting practice up. So I don't know. I think it's going to be he's not going to start until the Chargers start really sucking. So I say like week 8 or 9.
Okay, week 8 or 9. Well, there we go. Guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Great show. I thought it went awesome. We're going to continue to keep adding some good content for you guys, good videos, good reactions. Again, whoever the loser is, you'll have a little punishment video next week, whether it's live or not.
This
We'll
will be
have a little
fun.
video for you.
Punishment video.
Be a little
Find
fun
that
for
crown.
you.
Find that crown, baby.
We'll find the crown,
ready,
and
Zook.
I'll be ready to wear it next week. For Nick, for Zook, for Big Web, for Coop, for Lulu. Oh, we get Lulu's picks.
Oh yeah,
Did you post it?
Yeah,
And
I
it
posted
continues.
it. I posted it on my Twitter and my Instagram. I made it at so I'm sitting up on Saturday night at 12:30 making like a graphic for my dog's picks, and I was like, what have I done in my life to lead me down this path to where I'm 25 years old on a Saturday night, sitting there editing graphics for my dog's NFL picks. So yeah, no, I'll get it to TJ next week. I don't have to edit the graphic at all. Just
Well,
her
yeah,
picks,
we'll add.
so.
And I know Coop was at the bottom. I didn't add his picks on the screen, so
Yeah.
it's working out the kinks, baby. But it was a good week.
Yeah, next week we'll be able to put it on screen, and TJ can use his sick transitions.
Sick transitions, baby.
Yeah.
We do what we
Sick
can.
transitions.
All right, support the sponsors: K. Roberts, Remax Gold, Sarah Barron, Family Finance Mortgage. This time I am rapping. For Nick, for Zook, for Big Web, I'm TJ Weber. Thanks for watching. Good luck this week.